Oh shit. Hello, my lovely hummingbirds. How's it going, everyone? I'm just fucking with y'all about the dramatic ass intro. The reason I have these giant ass sunglasses on is because I forgot to record an intro video for today's episode. Welcome back to Makeup and Motivation with your lovely host, Monroe. So today we are transforming into the one, the only Velma Dinkley from the Scooby-Doo animated series. There is a very specific reason for that, being today's topic is in congruence with today's pop culture episode titled so aptly, I See You 2023. And we're going to get into why that is. But first, the makeup. And I'm going to go finish transforming into Velma and we will get right back and discuss our topic. Okay, I love you. Hello, my lovely hummingbirds. To kick off this gorgeous Velma Dinkley look, we are going to start off with Dun Blonde Glitter Cosmetics in the Pigment Tangerine, which is this very nice, bright neon orange that perfectly goes with Velma's iconic turtleneck sweater. After we've gone and applied that, we're going to go in with the Urban Decay Electric palette in the shade Revolt on our eyelids. And honestly, you're going to say, what the fuck after this step? I promise you are. Because I didn't like how it came out. And then I went in there with the Venus LimeCrime palette in the palette in the shade Divine all over it. But it gave it a nice shimmery undertone. From the same palette, we went in there with the shade Aura. And we just put that on our upper brow bone area to kind of like fluff that out a little bit, soften it somewhat. And then we went in with the shade Icon from the same palette to deepen it and make it mysterious. Because, you know, she's out here solving mysteries. Brains of your liberation. Now, after you go ahead and apply all of your shades, of course, we must blend and grab like a nice little floofy brush and blend it all out so it does like give it a nice semi-smoky effect. Alright, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead, put on the rest of my face, and y'all can go ahead and follow me on all of my handles. And there she is. Look at her. She's stunning. She's glistening. She's beautiful. It's giving. I'm going to solve a mystery. All right, that's it for me. If y'all are leaving me here, and let's move on to the topic of discussion for today's episode. If you're sticking around, I see you 2023. Okay, half transforming into Velma Dinkley because I'm not cutting my hair and I don't have a wig that looks like hers, but this is the makeup look. Look at it. Look at it. Did you guys like my glasses? These are my actual glasses though. I actually need these to see. But I don't like the reflection of the ring light, so I'm going in blind. And I really hope that's not how you're approaching 2023. So happy 2023, everyone. How's it going? How was 2022? We already know it was trash as fuck for me. I hope it was better for all of you out there. But we are going to discuss today's topic of the day, which, as you saw so aptly, is titled I See You 2023. What does that mean? Well, I'm not even like gonna try and get into all the astrological shit on here of like why, you know, the planetary alignments and all that stuff, and why 2022 is a trash year for a lot of people. However, as an overall, with everything that has gone on in the world since COVID, I feel like we were at a tipping point, words. We were at a tipping point this past year, and it was really half people trying to get reacclimated with, you know, their lives after being in lockdown for so long, and for so many losing both loved ones, work, different things, others gaining so many new opportunities as well, like creating their own businesses, being one of them. But in 2023, which I'm very thrilled personally for this year, just because for myself, I know there's gonna be like a whole lot going on. The reason I am titling this episode of Makeup and Motivation I See You 2023 is because, so I don't know if you guys know who Velma is in the Scooby-Doo series. I don't know if any of you grew up watching Scooby-Doo, or What's New Scooby-Doo, or any of the series that have come out since then. Velma is essentially the bookworm brains of the gang, and they are teenagers and a dog that go around the states solving mysteries, as they call them. And it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a skeptic's take on ghost hunting, where it's like they go, they tell them, you know, this spooky story, this place is haunted, this person got, right? And it's definitely a ghost, but for them, it's like they're usually traveling somewhere, because it's supposed to be based in like 60s, 70s. And granted, oh my god, there's so many conspiracies around them, some dark ones that just ruin the childhood. It hurts. But although I will say this, we just have to admit that Shaggy was high pretty much all the time. The entire time. Man had the munchies, him and Scoob. So, like, I'm gonna just say that. Pero that's essentially the premises of the show. They, like, get in their van, they get in the mystery machine, and they go off to some place. Usually, I think they're usually trying to make it to, like, an event or something. And then, like, they started solving mysteries, and sometimes mysteries will pop up out of nowhere. Usually it's a guy behind the mask, and he always says, I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids and that dumb dog. Oh shit, I almost broke something. And you know, it's super funny because Scoob and Shag are very scared of ghosts, and they're like, oh, like, it's a monster, it's a ghost, it's, you know, all this stuff. And it never is. It's always a person behind the mask. One, yes, I am using this look for content on Ella Loon. 18 and up, please, y'all. I just want to say that for that site. Also, if you know me in real life, shut the fuck up. No, you don't. Please hide your handles. I don't want to know it's you. With love. I don't want to know. But it saves for avoiding an awkward interaction in person. So, I almost knocked down the tripod again. I need to stop doing that. That's how I broke the last ring light that I had. So Velma is very clumsy. And I do plan on doing Daphne at some point. But because I don't know, I grew up on Scooby-Doo, I love it so much, and it would be super fun to do as well. But Velma is very intelligent, very book smart, very clumsy, and she's always dropping her glasses. And her key line is, oh my god, someone help me, I can't find my glasses, I can't see without my glasses. Same girl, same. But they always do all these elaborate plans every time to catch the bad guy, and they never work. Okay, they always fucking go haywire. Daphne always gets captured. It's such a thing. And it usually leads because, like, you know, Scoob and Shaggy end up in this situation where they fucking destroy the whole plan, but they still, like, knock out the bad guy. And I just laughed to myself because I was like, wow, that's, like, so perfect for the way that life feels most times. So, you know, have you ever, and I know I talked about, like, you know, for last year, at the end of the year, reflecting on everything that you've done and what you've accomplished and how to treat yourself better and all of that good stuff. When the start of the year happens, a lot of people make a bunch of new goals, right? Of things that, like, we have to get done before the end of next year, which can lead very, very quickly to burnout, which is not fun, and we don't want that, okay? Sorry, I had to check something. But we don't want that. We don't want you to burn out. Burnout is not fun, especially if you have, you know, other health conditions that can make the burnout worse. Like myself. One of the funniest things, and this is not from Scooby-Doo, but this is from How I Met Your Mother. And in the show, one of the characters, Barney, says, I can't remember who he tells, but he says, if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plan. We get so wrapped up in the, this is what I'm going to do, this is what must be done, blah, 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 it's going to go this way. But then life happens, right? And literally drop kicks you in the ass for fucking 6 months and is like, nope. You thought, bitch, no duermete cabrona, right? I was on a live yesterday with one of my besties, and she asked, you know, what are your goals for this year? And one of the other viewers on the live commented saying, I don't have goals, I have objectives. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever, because, you know, his reasoning was like, objectives, and I'm totally gonna butcher this, but he said goals have an end, and objectives are like adjustable or some shit like that. Por ahí va la cosa. And I was like, yo, that's very interesting, right? Because it doesn't make it so finite. And I feel like when you say that you have a goal, no one really talks about, like, how attainable that is and, like, the mini goals that come before that. So, like, por ejemplo, say that I go and I'm like, I want to be a millionaire, right? Okay, that's cool, Monroe. You want to be a millionaire. How are you going to do that? And then that would then be me breaking down to, okay, where am I at currently in as far as, like, financially? What is, like, my level of debt? What is the amount of income I'm making? And how can I get to that without wearing myself thin? Because I don't, you know, I'm not aware how it is in the rest of the world, but stateside, the hustle culture, it runs deep. And at least in my household growing up, it was like, you know, the rest was never a thing. So it's like, unless you're fucking sick and unless you're like about to go to the hospital sick, rest was not a thing. And I was in the hospital a lot. And even then, bitch clearly didn't know how to rest. Didn't I burn out the last year? Last year, it's 2023. It's 2023! I was telling Ava, because we also chilled yesterday, but I was like, bitch, wasn't it just like 2012? I was like, wasn't it just 2012 yesterday? And she's like, we were getting ready to go to prom. I'm like, girl, I promise you, what the fuck just happened? And we were talking about how quickly life like moves past us, especially time. Time just seems to be so right? Blink of a fucking eye. But during the year, there are moments where it just seems like, especially if something difficult is happening, it doesn't fucking end. And if it's one thing after another, it just keeps hitting, right? With the year ahead, you know, and there's still being society, like as far as society goes, so much uncertainty, because if COVID taught us anything, it's that things can change in the blink of a fucking eye. And what I want you all to do, and this is something that like my friends and I are also working on, is 12 attainable goals for the year. 12 attainable objectives for the year. What is it that you want to accomplish as far as 2023 goes? For me, an example of one of my objectives is to be more consistent in regards to my physical exercise as well as my content creation, and really scheduling out how is that going to look, right? How am I going to make that an attainable thing for me? Things like that, right? Or like, I'm going to stretch every day for like 5 minutes. Something, it's about the little pieces, right? It's like a puzzle, unless it's like one of those giant puzzles where it's just like 4 giant ones. I don't know if you guys have seen, I don't know why I know that, but they're like the giant puzzle pieces. Is it, you know, when you see one of those like fucking 1,500 piece puzzles and it's this gorgeous image, how are you going to arrange your puzzle for the year? How are you going to unmask the bad guy behind it, of like every hurt, every pain, everything that you dealt with? Because a lot of times the things that like torment us the most, at least in my case, was a whole lot of shit that to some degree I did put myself in, and then to some degree other shit that I completely could not control. The reason I love Scooby-Doo, besides the fact that it's, I don't know, I grew up on it. It was like that show for me as a kid, and it was also super funny. I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever. But I like that show because it shows, one, for them, their plan of like, this is my plan and this is what I'm gonna do, and then poof, it never fucking goes to plan, but they always reach a solution to what it is they were trying to do. They were trying to unmask the bad guy, right? And capture the ghost, or capture like Minor 49er or any of the villains, right? And they always do. And then it's like, I like the show because now as an adult when I watch it, I see how like when they're breaking down how it happened, it's very like hindsight 2020 of why it makes perfect fucking sense that like the person that's the bad guy is the bad guy. I think it's super interesting. Also, one of my favorite Scooby-Doo episodes is the Supernatural Scooby-Doo episode, but we're gonna leave that alone. Yes, I love Supernatural. I have to get my anti-possession symbol, but not a point. Not a point here, not a point. So, got to have too money, so. I love it for that perspective. You know, it's one of those things where like you go back as an adult and watch shit that you used to watch as a kid, and it gives you a completely different perspective from the one that you used to have, or you realize things that you didn't see then as a kid because you really haven't, and I hope not, you haven't suffered to that degree of like understanding, or if you did suffer, you don't really grasp what's happening yet until you get older, and then like, you know, trauma healing happens and all that fun stuff. But I love that show for that perspective of, it's like, one, it teaches you that the plan never goes to plan. You can plan it, you can do everything. It's not going to happen to a T of how you plan it, because perfection does not exist, and life can throw any fucking curveball that it wants, right? Because some things are simply out of our control. We cannot control the universe. We cannot control the people around us. We can only control how we react to the situations that we are placed in and the necessary steps to keep ourselves safe and to give ourselves like that space to get out of whatever that situation is, or put ourselves into some good situations. Oh my god, Monroe, but you believe in manifesting. What do you mean you can't control the universe? Manifestation is not about controlling the universe. It is about co-creating with the universe, which I'm going to cover on a different series on this channel. But I love the show for that reason. It shows that, you know, no matter what the plan is, they still catch the bad guy and they unmask it. Now let's go to unmasking the bad guy. When shitty shit happens in life, there are moments when there's the three types of shitty shit, right? And I'm completely generalizing. One, when it is a direct consequence to our own actions, so our fault. And I put that in quotes because we are not blaming ourselves this year unless we actually fuck up. Own up your shit, right? Pero that's our personal fuck ups. Two, somebody else's actions against us, whether directly or indirectly. That's, you know, outer thing. And then the third is something that is completely out of our control. So say you all of a sudden develop some health condition that never happened, or fucking COVID again, god please no, or you know, like that. Those are, you know, the three things. One is us, one is world around us, and the rest is world on a larger scale. So say like self, society, and universe. Those are the three shits that can happen. And in all of those things, there's always something beautiful that can come from it. There's always a lesson. There's always something, right? Because life is a fucking journey. It is a journey. It is a mystery. It's a movie. It's whatever you guys want to call it. And when difficult things happen in life, whether they are in our control or not, it is always good to pause and take a moment before reacting. And before acting on a simple, like, reactive moment, it's about taking a pause. So this year, especially the first 6 months of this year, yo, take that pause. We are in retrograde right now, okay? Mercury is in reggaeton again, and I'm gonna need her to chill out. And we got that full moon coming up in Capricorn. So, please, 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 take time to pause, to breathe, to look at your life and what is the direction that you want it to go. Or if you are already on that path of like, I know this is what I want to do, that is beautiful. But lay out the steps for it. One of the things that like I had discussed with Rosie Gold, I think it was over Christmas, and we were on the phone, we were on FaceTime, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I had this sick ass realization that the entire time that I was sitting here bitching to you about how, you know, I knew this was going to take time and it takes X amount of years to like really launch and get shit done because there's so much on the back end that you got to do and all this stuff. I was like, I went back and I've been doing all the clearing out and uploading shit and downloading shit and doing everything that I need to do for this business. And when I realized that so much of it was done, I'm like, and it's come in waves, these realizations, right? I was so upset because I'm like, from the act of me not being present with myself and present in that moment, I did not have the conscious awareness at the, like, not at the forefront. That shit was subconscious as fuck. I'm pretty sure I used that awareness so many times. But I was not conscientious at the time of my time that I was spending actually doing the things that I wanted to do. I was just simply stuck in the idea that I wasn't exactly where I wanted to be yet. I was running on a very heavy lack mindset. We're not doing that shit this year. We are aware, we are ready, we're getting shit done. Because it is time. For everyone that is on a spiritual journey that's been doing their shit for a hot minute now, for people that had one hell of an upheaval last year, it's time. It is your motherfucking time to shine. And the one thing, though, that you need to be aware of is what is the work that you're willing to do to commit to what it is that you want completed, what you want to accomplish this year, what you want to do. What is it that you're willing to do to live your life in a way that is fruitful for you? And I don't mean just like financial success and like being a millionaire and like being famous and all that shit. Like, I'm not talking about that. First off, success is different for everyone. Okay? So no success bashing in the comments. Success is different for everybody. But like, even just doing things that bring you joy. You know, a lot of people like do stand there like, you can't monetize all your fucking hobbies. Like, sometimes you just gotta do shit for fun, blah, blah, blah. Respectfully, I like money. Respectfully, I am trying to live a very sustainable life doing the things that I love. That is not the case for everyone. I'm trying to think if I have a hobby that I haven't put out there. If I think of one, I'll let y'all know. But I was gonna say reading, but no, not even that one. Ni ese se escapó. Well, okay, no, I do. I have like, okay. That's interesting. I just had a realization about myself. Even though like I have put up a lot of my hobbies to essentially help me make profit, because little bitch can't have a job that stresses her out. So here we are doing it. I still take time doing those things regardless for myself. So like, not everything gets posted. Not every choreo that I'm like planning gets posted. Not every book that I read is something that I read to review and make money off of. Not every makeup look ends up on YouTube. Which, very interesting. That I just realized that I have found that balance, and I'm gonna cry. Okay, I'm okay. This is why I spend a lot of time caffeinated. That being said, whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you like to do, whatever it is that fills you with absolute joy, whether you monetize it or not, okay, whether you want to make your bag off your hobbies or not, what is it that makes you happy? And go do it. With harm to none. With harm to none. Don't get crazy out there either, y'all. Like, don't be acting fucking like y'all ain't got no sense in these streets. Okay? Pero, it makes you happy. And if the question of what makes you happy scared the fuck out of you right now, go ask yourself why. Have you gotten to the point where you have figured out what it is that makes you happy? Do you have that awareness within yourself? Do you know what is the thing that makes your heart sing and your soul dance and fills you with absolute joy? Because after the fucking years that we have had with uncertainty, like from the universe, from the world, And this year is about living your best, not just your best soft life, because some of y'all are in demon era right now, okay? Which, like, I want to be in demon time again, pero no me deja el universo. What is it that makes you happy? And set your objectives around that. Of course, still be within the realm of realism, use your discernment. You know, absolutely, you know, in order to manifest, if you guys are spiritual, yes, there has to be some form of like delusion with it, where it's like you start living as if you were already there in that life. Absolutely. But as far as like finances and shit, if you guys are doing goals based on that, get very realistic first. So have like your, like, I want to be a millionaire goal, right? And then look at with a very, very realistic eye of where you're at now and see how you can build up. Cause I'm looking to settle all my fucking debt this year. I'm tired. Granted, that's not entirely realistic for me because the bitch does have health issues. So like, hospital debt's never gonna go away. But that's okay. I've come to accept this about my existence. But moving into 2023, if something doesn't feel good, what are you doing there? If a person, place, or thing makes you feel not good enough or entirely too much, what are you doing there? If something is present in your life that causes pain, that causes all these negative emotions, that causes you to even stagnate on your own ambitions and things that you want accomplished, ask yourself, why is it there? What is the purpose of this thing? And is this something that I can change? Or is this something that I have to, you know, tough out for whatever reason, right? Because I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all quit your fucking jobs if you don't got shit lined up. Don't do that. Trust me, don't do it. But be very mindful of the actions that you choose to take. We're at the end of that pivot that we started in 2022, and this is essentially the launch. It's like, you know, you got pivoted from a seesaw onto a trampoline, and you're about to but in this scenario, you know, you like, there's no come down, you just keep going up, and then you die as lo viejito. But take some time with you to see what it is that you have learned about you in the past year. What is it that you loved about yourself in the past year? Which, if you had a shit year, that might be kind of hard. Trust me. But there's always something. It might not feel like that because it's always easier to be like, oh my god, all this horrible shit happened. Trust me, I know. But there's always something. There's always something incredible that happens. It's already done. And why you're grateful for it. And what is it that you're going to do for this year? Make it realistic, make it raw. Because it's just you seeing this. Or if you want to share it with your closest people, you can. You want to share it with me? You definitely can. I will cheer you the fuck on. I am such a hype ass bitch. I can't even lie to y'all. I really am. But go and just be you. It sounds so fucking cliche, and like, I know you guys have probably seen it a bunch of times. I've probably even mentioned it before. What you do or do not do in life, people are gonna talk regardless. People are gonna talk their shit, say their shit, do whatever the fuck they're gonna do, because a lot of times your biggest haters are simply just fans that are miserable with their own existence. Or, you know, they might just not vibe with whatever the fuck it is that you do. But if it makes you happy, if it fucking provides for you, if it keeps a roof over your fucking head, it doesn't matter what people say in a moment of whatever negative emotion they're feeling in that moment, or whatever toxic emotion they're feeling in that moment, or whatever it is they're feeling. It doesn't matter. As long as you're happy. Move forward with joy, with the same joy that Velma moves forward after she finds those fucking glasses, okay? So, my lovely hummingbirds, that's it from me today. I know this one wasn't such a long episode, but that's okay, because I got something I gotta do right now. But look, I have my glasses and I can see you again. As always, les mando mucha paz, muchos besos, y les recuerdo que miren hacia la luna, sending you much peace, many kisses, and reminding you to always look up the moon. I love you all so much. Follow me on all of my handles. We're waiting for the sun to come back. It's like 60 days now. Let's go. Please, miss you. It's gloomy outside. And we got some badass fucking weather heading our way in Chicago today, so yeah, that's it. I love you guys so, so much. Go out there. Kick some ass. Kick the fucking shit out of every objective that you make for yourself this year. Conquer them goals. Conquer your dreams. Do what makes you happy. Okay? I love y'all. And yeah, that's it. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye!